Someone remarked that I look tired. I am tired. This journey of awakening, or you could call it the journey of mental illness, because you're going to experience one heck of a roller coaster ride once your psyche dissolves into fluidity and all your supportive structures and constructs dissolve in your grasp. You're going to be exhausted. You'll have periods of exhilaration. You're going to have periods of exhaustion. It's rough. It's rough. You know, sometimes I scratch my head and I wonder, did I ask to awaken? Did I ask to awaken? I remember asking, having a conscious moment back in 2015, where I lip-synced the words, "Show me the truth, whatever it takes." I had no idea what that would look like, what that would feel like, what a roller coaster ride that would be. And as I said, the secular scientific society would probably label me as mentally ill, right? Science needs to have fixed, concrete definitions for everything. And the fluidity of the human psyche is a complex phenomenon that you cannot slap concrete labels on, right? Perhaps mental illness is a little bit too strong of a term, but one could definitely say mental instability, because the mind, the psyche, is not stable at all, right? And the mind is constantly trying to find concrete, firm foundations to stand on. And things are not as concrete as you think they are. Right? So, hi baby. Things are not concrete in this world. So, am I psychologically unstable? Yeah. Yes. But really, when it comes down to it, it is an exercise in identifying all of one's fears and facing all of one's fears. And even the fear of being considered mentally ill has to be faced, confronted, and then released. Every human being is subject and prone to mental and psychological instability, because you're not really in control of it. Your five senses provide the stimulus, the input for your mental mind to interpret what is happening. And the mind is blind. It has to form structures and concepts based on all of this stimuli and create a solid story for it to maintain stability, right? And most of my stability, if not all of my stability, has been stripped from me psychologically. I don't have anything firm to stand on. Even, going into the void and facing the dark and the aloneness. That I am all alone in the universe. I had to face that fear and accept it. You're not coming back from that the same way as you went in. So, yes, dealing with that is sometimes exhausting. And it might suppress my cheerfulness a little bit. Again, I had another human conflict. The constant conflict of opinions always underscores really how alone we are in this world. The only person that has the capacity to be with you, to sit with you, to hold space for you, is another person who has lost everything structurally, who has gone to the void, experienced the darkness, and then come back from that. Only such a person has the capacity to sit with you and give you that sense that you're not alone. But really, this aloneness is a reality, and it stares me in the face every day. And it seems like, I'm isolating myself. I'm creating this for myself in my mind. And I remember that I am not my mind, because if I did not have that awareness, I would really go cuckoo. I would go cuckoo. But you have to step outside of your mind and just observe the acrobatics, the circus maneuvering that the mind will do, that the mind will make in order to stabilize itself. So, yes, the fluidity of the soul, the fluidity of the psyche. Try to keep up with that, and I'll tell you, you'll be exhausted as well. You'll get exhausted. So, the main thing is not to judge yourself for anything. People tend to judge you if you look depressed, or if you look sad, or if you're tired, if you're exhausted. People will always have a judgment for those things. But the secret is to not judge yourself. To not judge yourself for being exhausted, and to just acknowledge it. Because life is exhausting. Life is exhausting. It has its up moments. It has its down moments. It is a difficult place to experience. So, save your judgments and look inward and see. Find your own fears and confront them, and let me know how you are faring as you lose your shit, as you lose your stability, right? One thing I can tell you, I try to be available to hold your hand if you find yourself in an unstable moment. Because I understand the difficulty. So, at least you can know that about me.